Hey, welcome into the broadcast. Dragons taking on the Marshall County Marshals on this fine Saturday morning. Umpires are on the field. First pitch in a moment. Welcome back in. Umpires are meeting with the coaches. We're going to set the defense for the Dragons. Out in the left field, Aaron Hardiman. In center, Trevor Lowe. In right, Jordy Ward. Around the infield, Michael Bush at third. Jacob King at short. Spence Sheldon at second. Boone Simmons at first. Behind the plate, Josh Vance. And on the mound, Shane Waldrop. They're still meeting. Don't know really what they're talking about. They must be talking about some lunch plans after the ball game. First pitch after this. Okay, Waldrop taking his warm-up tosses. We're about to get underway here on the campus of Warren Central. The Dragons coming in 10-5. My stat guy hadn't made it in yet. I don't know what the record is of the Marshall County Marshals. I know they dropped 2 yesterday here in the Warren County Invitational Tournament. They'll be looking for a win today. We got Waldrop thinking something different. Waldrop's going for his 3rd win on the season. All right, to throw down the second. We're about to begin.
Leading off for the Marshals will be the catcher, number 5, Alex Ham.
Okay, Wally's up on the rubber. Helm digging in for the first pitch. Waldrop gets the sign in the wind. Ground ball to third, fielded by Bush. Over to first base, one pitch, one out for the Dragons.
Now batting for the Marshals will be the first baseman, number 4, Reese Johnson.
That brings up Johnson. Shane Waldrop climbs on the rubber, looks in advance for the sign. In the pitch. Foul ball to the right side, out of play. Fouled it off on the fastball. No balls, one strike to Johnson. Did he go? Yes, he did. The appeal down the first base umpire, Dennis Owens. Strike two. No balls, two strikes on the two hitter, Johnson. In the pitch. Got him looking on the fastball in the outside corner. 2 down here in the top of the first.
Now batting number 10, Colby Wiseman.
Wiseman fixes bat and gloves, digs in. Waldrop looking for the sign from Vance. In the pitch. Strike one on the bender. No balls, one strike to Wiseman. Gets the sign. In the windup, in the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 straight curveballs to Wiseman. I'm sure he wants to see a fastball. We'll see if Wally gives in. I wouldn't do it. Up 0-2. In the pitch. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the third place hitter for the Marshall County Marshals, Wiseman. Gets the sign, the wind in the pitch. Over but low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on for the Marshals. Just got underway. 2 outs. And Wiseman at the dish on a 2-2 count. In the pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. 1-2-3 goes the Marshals. We'll be back in a moment with the bottom of the first.
Leading off the bottom half of the first will be your center fielder, number 14, Trevor Lowe.
All right. Trevor Lowe digs in. The first pitch from Edwards. In the pitch. A little bit inside with a fastball. Ball one to Trevor Lowe. Edwards. Looks like about a 6'4", 230 right-hander from Marshall County. In the pitch. Check swing foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff man for the Dragons. Gets a new baseball. Gets a sign from the catcher in the pitch. Pop up on the infield to the second baseman. Makes the catch. 1 out for the Dragons.
Now coming to the plate, the catcher, number 1, Josh Vance.
Vance is looking down, getting a sign from the third base coach. Let's see what they got going here for the Dragons. Vance with a huge afternoon yesterday. See if he can duplicate it today. And he starts off right where he left off last night with a base hit in the left. With a base hit for Vance, that brings up Waldrop.
Now stepping to the plate, your pitcher, number 24, Shane Waldrop.
Waldrop moved up a spot into the 3-hole today. Junior catcher Jeremy Klein taking the morning off. Check of the runner from Edwards to the belt in the pitch. Runner going, fouled it straight back on the fastball. Edwards gets ahead. No balls, 1 strike on the Warren Central hurdler, Shane Waldrop, hitting in the 3-hole today for the Dragons. Gets a new baseball. Edwards is on the rubber, looking for a sign from Helm. To the belt in the pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Waldrop falls down 0-2. This is a tall order for Waldrop. Down in the count, 0-2. Let's see if he can make contact. Check of the runner on Vance at first. He bluffs a throw back easy. He got the uniform dirty. Mom will be washing the uni tonight. To the belt from Edwards. The pitch. Chopper foul off the third base side. Still no balls, 2 strikes on Waldrop. Preston Beckner on deck, trying to size up the big right-hander from Marshall County. Waldrop digs in. Edwards to the rubber, gets the sign from Helm. To the belt in the pitch. A little bit outside with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Shane Waldrop. Vance gets his lead off of first base. To the belt. Waldrop corks one into left field deep. Twisting foul. Just missed a double. About 5 feet foul down the left field line. That is a long strike, sports fans. Waldrop will dig back in. I'm sure they will not throw this guy another fastball. The check of the runner, Vance at first, leads off to the belt in the pitch. Whoa, inside, gets by the catcher. Vance will advance to second base.
courtesy run for the pit catcher will be number 16, James Cardwell.
Cardwell is running for Vance, the courtesy runner for the catcher of Warren Central. With a man on second, one out, Waldrop digs in, looking for a base hit. To the belt in the pitch. Oh, fakes back to second, dives in safely. Catcher calls timeout, going to go out to converse with Edwards. I'm sure they're cooking up a play for the Dragons. Waldrop digs back in with a 2-2 count. Edwards gets a sign from Helm to the belt in the pitch. Foul ball off to the right side. Waldrop hanging tough. Here we are on the bottom of the first inning rather, with no score. Waldrop hitting in the 3-hole today has got a 2-2 count. Edwards looks in for the sign to the belt in the pitch. Over but low, full count. With a full count, I'm sure Waldrop is looking for something to hit right here. Edwards to the belt in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Took a little something off that when Waldrop goes down with a strikeout.
Now batting the DH, number 15, Preston Beckner.
That brings up Beckner. He digs in with a man on second, 2 down. Bottom of the first inning, no score here at Warren Central. Edwards with the pitch. Holy cow, it almost hit him, but he swung at it and fouled it off. That was swing or get hit with the ball. Beckner swung. No balls, 1 strike on Preston Beckner. In the pitch. Oh, strike 2. Took a little something off that. He's got a nice little deuce that Edwards is throwing here in the first inning. No balls, 2 strikes on Preston Beckner. To the belt in the pitch. Foul ball off to the right side. Beckner hanging tough. The junior DH here for the Dragons looking for a 2-out hit. Edwards gets a sign from Helm. To the belt in the pitch. Swing and a miss on the curveball. That'll do it for the Dragons. Back in a moment.
Leading off the top of the second will be the right fielder, number 7, Blake Turner.
All right. Top of the second, about to get underway with Turner at the plate. Big, strong right fielder for the Marshals. Has home run power that we witnessed yesterday in a ball game. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance. The wind and the pitch to Turner. Over, a little bit outside, ball 1. Waldrop in his wind and the pitch to Turner. Foul ball to plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on the fastball from the senior pitcher for the Dragons, Shane Waldrop. Beautiful day for baseball here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It is awesome. The high will be in the mid-70s, I'm told. Curveball over, strike 2 to Turner. I don't know. He's saying he got hit with it, but I don't think so. Umpire behind the plate, Robert Sparks, calls it a strike. And the pitch. Outside with a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Turner. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance. The windup in the pitch. Curveball. Whoa, looked good. Must have been low. Full count to Turner. Waldrop gets a sign. Starts his windup in the pitch to Turner. Fastball, ground ball to short. King comes up with it, throw to first. Out at first base. The old 6-3, 1 out for the Marshals.
Now batting, number 12, Andrew Edwards.
Edwards digs in. The big right-hander for the Marshals. Waldrop in his wind in the pitch. Curveball over, strike 1. This flamethrower for the Dragons really gets out of the hitters. Curveball again, strike 2. 0-2 to Edwards. No balls, 2 strikes to Edwards, the pitcher for the Marshals. Digs in, gets a sign from Vance. Waldrop into his windup, and here's the pitch. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Edwards. The defense for the Dragons are pretty much playing straight away on this beautiful day for baseball. Curveball just a little bit inside. I think Edwards was trying to lean into that one, but he missed it. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the pitcher for the Marshals. Waldrop gets his sign from Vance. The wind in the pitch. He corked one down the left field line. Foul ball. Looked like he hung a slider, and Edwards pulled it foul. Waldrop gets his sign from Vance. The windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on the fastball from Waldrop.
Now batting, the DH, number 25, Jordan Gay.
Gay digs in for the Marshals. Nobody on, 2 outs, top of the second. Waldrop pours in a fastball for strike 1. In the pitch. Curveball fouls off at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Waldrop is pounding the strike zone with strikes. He looked sharp here in the early going. Gets a sign from Vance. In the pitch. Curveball, ground ball in the hole between short and third. Base hit. for Gay. On an 0-2 pitch, left it a little bit over the plate, and Gay pounds it into left field.
Now batting the third baseman, number 22, Garrett Hunt.
With 2 outs, Hunt digs in. Check of the runner at first to the belt, and the pitch from Waldrop. Whoa, gets by the catcher. Wild pitch will advance him to second base. With 2 outs, the Marshals have got a scoring opportunity. Waldrop to the belt, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Top of the second. No score here at Warren Central. To the belt, and the pitch from Waldrop. Strike 2, fastball, inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunt. Man on second, 2 outs for the Marshals. Waldrop with the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit in the center. Here comes a runner home. Throw offline. He will score. Goes on to second. Safe at second base on the throw home. The Marshall County Marshals lead 1-0.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Blake Sullivan.
That brings up Sullivan with 2 outs with a runner on second. Hunt advanced on the throw home. A little bit outside with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes on Sullivan. Hunt with a big hit up the middle scores Gay the 2-out RBI. In the pitch. Swing and a miss. Marshall County jumping on top. Here are the Dragons at Dragons Field on the campus of Warren Central. Marshall County 1, Central nothing. Top 2. In the pitch. A little bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Waldrop was cruising along, had 2 outs, nobody on, then back-to-back hits. Plate the first run of the game. Waldrop to the belt. In the pitch. A little bit inside. 3 balls, 1 strike on the 8th place hitter for the Marshals, Sullivan. Good hitters count right here. In the pitch. Outside. Walked him on 5 pitches.
That brings to the plate the number 9 hitter, number 40, Nick Forte.
Forte digs in, looking for the 2-out magic for the Marshals. They pulled it off earlier this inning with a 2-out RBI from Hunt, who stands at second base. And the pitch. Ball 1 to Forte. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance to the belt. In the pitch. Fouls it straight back on the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Forte, the number 9 hitter for the Marshall County Marshals. We're in the top of the second with the Marshals leading 1-0 on the big 2-out RBI from Hunt. To the belt, in the pitch. Fouls it off, the curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Forte. The second baseman from Marshall County looking for the 2-out magic. Let's see what Waldrop can do with this pitch. Gets a sign from Vance to the belt. In the pitch. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Waldrop Fields flips it over to first base. Out! And the inning will end with Marshall County leading 1-0.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Dragons will be the shortstop, number 12, Jacob King.
Okay, with the throw down to second. This bottom of the second inning almost underway here at Warren Central High School, where the Dragons trailing 1-0 to the Marshall County Marshals. King digs in, this shortstop for the Dragons. Edwards looks in for the sign. The wind and the pitch. Got jammed with a fastball. A little quail back to the pitcher. Edwards Fields, 1 out.
Now batting number 5, Boone Simmons.
Edwards with the pitch. Swing and a miss on the curve. No balls, 1 strike on the first baseman for the Warren Central Dragons. Dragons trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. The pitch from Edwards. Chop foul at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Edwards has got a little movement on the fastball. Jam King with it, and now he comes back and he gets Boone Simmons to chop one off his thumbs for an 0-2 count. Edwards with the sign, the wind, and the pitch. Called, 3rd strike, fastball outside corner. Boone Simmons goes down looking.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Michael Bush.
Brings up the freshman third baseman, Bush. His first action of this tournament. The pitch from Edwards. Whoa. Looked a little outside, but home plate umpire Robert Sparks calls it strike 1. In the pitch. Took a little something off. Bush in a hole. No balls, 2 strikes to the Dragons' third baseman. Edwards, the windup in the pitch. Inside with a curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Michael Bush. Edwards gets his sign, the windup in the pitch. Outside fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Michael Bush playing third base for the Dragons today. Looks to get a 2-out hit. Oh, fouls off the fastball into the Warren Central dugout. Look out, folks. Looks like everybody's okay. Two outs, nobody on for the Dragons. Bottom of the second, trailing 1-0. The pitch from Edwards. Curveball high and inside. Full count to Michael Bush. Edwards with the pitch. Swing and a miss on the high fastball, and that will end the second inning with the Marshall County Marshals up 1-0 over the homestanding Warren Central Dragons. Back in a minute.
Leading off the top of the third for the Marshals will be the catcher, number 5, Alex Ham.
Okay, top of the third, getting ready to get going here. For the Marshals, they got Helm, Johnson, and Wiseman. First time up, Helm bounced out to third on the first pitch of the game for the Marshals. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance, the wind and the pitch. Fastball fouled off to the right side. No balls, 1 strike. Helm, the catcher for the Marshals, digs in. Waldrop with the pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Beautiful pitch from the senior pitcher for the Dragons. Dropped the deuce right in there for strike 2. Helm digs in. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance. The windup. Whoa, we got time at the plate. They took a little long getting that sign, and Helm called time and got it from the home plate umpire. The windup and the pitch. A little bit outside. Ball 1 on the fastball. Helm digs in. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance. The windup and the pitch. Fly ball in the right center. Ward comes over and makes the catch for the first out in the top of the third.
With 1 out, that brings to the plate the first baseman, number 4, Reese Johnson.
First baseman Johnson for the Marshals digs in. First time up, got caught looking with a called third strike. Waldrop with the pitch. Strike 1, right over the outside corner. The windup in the pitch. Curveball down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out with nobody on. Johnson digs in, looking for a one-out hit. The windup and the pitch from Waldrop. Curveball, called strike 2. I don't think Johnson liked the call. Guess what, buddy? The umpire's right. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Johnson. The windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets by the catcher. Throw down the first. Got him at first base. The ball caromed away from Josh Vance, who hustled back, got it, and threw him out at first base.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 10, Colby Wiseman.
That brings up Wiseman, the left fielder for the Marshals. Curveball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes to Wiseman. Wiseman, first time up in the first inning, went down swinging on a curveball from Waldrop. The windup and the pitch. Over but low. 2 balls, no strikes to the left fielder for the Marshals. The windup and the pitch from Waldrop. Over but low. 3 balls, no strikes to Wiseman. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the 3rd inning, with the Marshals leading 1-0. Waldrop pours in a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike on Wiseman. Left fielder digs in, looking for a 2-out hit. The windup in the pitch. Called strike outside corner. Full count on Wiseman. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance. I'm sure he's looking for the strike sign. The pitch. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Gets by Vance. Wiseman will advance to first.
Now batting, number 7, Blake Turner.
With 2 out, that brings up the heavy hitter, Turner, the right fielder for the Marshals. Grounded out to short his first time. Ground ball to shortstop. King catches it, throws the second for the force out, and that will end the top of the 3rd inning. Marshall County leading 1-0. Back in a moment. Up at Trinity.
Leading off the bottom half of the 3rd inning will be the second baseman, number 11, Spence Sheldon.
Okay, bottom of the 3rd, getting ready to get underway. Sheldon leading it off for the Dragons. looking to get on base. The windup from Edwards in the pitch. Fakes a drag bunt, pulls it back for ball one high. Spence Sheldon, the second baseman for the Dragons, coming off a nasty ankle break over the winter. Takes ball two inside. The junior doubles up as a shooting guard for the Dragons basketball team. Coming out and playing a little baseball this year. Strike one, outside corner. Took a little something off that. 2 balls, 1 strike to the junior second baseman, Spence Sheldon. The windup in the pitch. Tries to push one by the pitcher, goes foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sheldon. Sheldon digs in. Edwards gets a sign from Helm. The windup in the pitch. Whoa! He ducked that one. Probably would have hit him. Inside curveball. Count goes full on Spence Sheldon, leading off the bottom of the third for the Dragons. Dragons trail 1-0 to the Marshals. Windup in the pitch. Fastball up top, swung on a miss. Strikeout of Sheldon.
Now batting the right fielder, number 3, Jordan Ward.
With 1 out, Ward digs in. Edwards with the wind in the pitch. Fouls it straight back for strike one. This big right-hander from Marshall County looks like he's in control of the ball game right now. The wind in the pitch. A little bit outside the Ward. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Dragons thus far has only mustered 1 hit by Josh Vance in the first inning. Over but high. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Dragons right fielder, Jordan Ward. A wind-up in the pitch from Edwards. Check of the first base umpire. He says no. 3 balls, 1 strike on Jordan Ward, the senior right fielder for the Dragons. Edwards gets his sign, the windup in the pitch. Fastball called strike 2. Back-to-back hitters now go full. Full count to Jordan Ward. Sheldon went full and struck out on the fastball. Let's see what Ward does. Fouls it straight back. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for the Dragons, trailing Marshall County 1-0. Bottom of the third. The windup in the pitch. Strike 3 called, outside corner. Pitch looked a little bit up, but the Marshals got the benefit of the call.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Trevor Lowe.
Lowe digs in with 2 outs and nobody on for the Dragons. Swings at the first pitch, hits a little pop-up to second base, ranges over and catches it, and that will end the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Dragons trail 1-0 after 3. Back in a moment.
Leading off the top of the fourth will be the pitcher, number 12, Andrew Edwards.
Okay, top of the fourth inning, about to get underway. Edwards digging in for the Marshals. Marshall County leading 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. The pitch from Waldrop. Strike one call with the fastball. The windup in the pitch. Curveball over. No balls, 2 strikes to Edwards. The big right-hander steps in, trying to lead it off here for the Marshall County Marshals. Down 0-2 in the pitch. Swing and a miss on the curve.
Now batting number 25, the DH, Jordan Gay.
Gay steps in, who got the only scoring threat going so far of the ball game. Strike one to Gay. Gay gets a 2-out single back in the second, advances on a wild pitch and scores on the RBI single from Hunt. And that's where we stand right now, 1-0 Marshall County. Gay's in an 0-2 hole here from Waldrop. The wind in the pitch. Foul ball right over the Dragons dugout. Still 0-2. Gay digs in. Waldrop gets a sign. The wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss on the curve. Good block by Vance. Going to have to throw down to first. Got him. 2 down for the Marshals.
Now batting number 22, the third baseman, Garrett Hunt.
Garrett Hunt digs in with 2 outs, nobody on, top of the fourth inning. Curveball over but low. 1 ball, no strikes. Hunt's last time up, as I mentioned, with a big 2-out RBI single to plate the only run of the game. Two balls, no strikes. To the 3-bagger, Hunt for the Marshals. Fastball just missed the corner. 3 balls, no strikes. Waldrop with the windup in the pitch. Fastball over but high. 4-pitch walk to Hunt.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Blake Sullivan.
That brings up your center fielder for the Marshals, Sullivan, who walked his first time up. He drew a 5-pitch walk from Waldrop. 2 outs. Man on first for the Marshals. Waldrop gets assigned to the belt. In the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Waldrop did not look real comfortable throwing to this left-handed hitter first time up. Let's see if he makes the adjustment. To the belt in the pitch from Waldrop. Strike 1, outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. He poured the fastball in there. The defense looks pretty much straight away, a little deep in left field for some reason. To the belt in the pitch from Waldrop. Swing, fouls it off there at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Sullivan. The center fielder for the Marshals looking for a 2-out hit to extend the inning. Waldrop's looking for a strikeout. To the belt. In the pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hunt over on first base getting a big lead. My partner in crime, Jeff Vance, thinks he's running. Let's see what happens. To the belt, Waldrop with the pitch. Curveball outside. We got a full count. Runner will definitely be going on the pitch. So I say Jeff Vance is right. Just one pitch too late. Waldrop to the belt. In the pitch, runner goes. Swing and a miss, and that will end the top of the fourth inning with Marshall County leading 1-0 over the homestand in Warren Central Dragons. Back in a moment.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth will be your catcher, number 1, Josh Vance.
Okay, sports fans, back at it. Bottom of the fourth. About ready to get underway with Josh Vance digging in. The only Dragon to get a safety on the day. The windup in the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Vance is continuing his hot hitting carried over from yesterday. Had a base hit first time up. The pitch from Edwards. High and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Vance is looking for something to hit hard here. Chops it at the plate. Edwards comes up with it, throws the first. Out at first base.
Now batting number 24, the pitcher, Shane Waldrop.
That brings up the pitcher, Shane Waldrop, with 1 out and nobody on for the Dragons. Have not been able to get anything going against this big right-hander for the Marshalls. Throwing a 1-hit shutout as we speak. The wind in the pitch. Waldrop hits one into short. Reaches up, makes the play. Line drive out. 2 down.
Now batting the DH, number 15, Preston Beckner.
With 2 down, Beckner digs in, looking for something to get going for the Dragons. The windup in the pitch from Edwards. Curveball almost hit him. Ball 1. Edwards and Helm have really got a gym going here today for the Marshalls. Fastball over but high. 2 balls, no strikes on the DH for the Dragons, Preston Beckner. The windup in the pitch. Strike called. Fastball outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike on Beckner. Ground ball. Third baseman comes over, gloves it, throws the first. Out at first base. 1, 2, 3, go the Dragons. After 4, Marshall County 1, Warren Central 0. Back in a moment.
Leading off the top of the 5th will be the number 9 hitter, number 40, Nick Forte.
Thank you. Okay, top of the 5th, getting ready to start off here at Dragons Field, where the Dragons are trailing 1-0 to the Marshall County Marshals. Edwards, the big right-hander for the Marshals, have held Warren Central at bay. 1 base runner through 4. Forte digs in. Waldrop with the wind and the pitch. Over but low, ball 1. Waldrop gets a sign from Josh Vance. The windup and the pitch to Forte. Pops it up in the left. Hardiman out there, the left fielder, camps under it and makes the catch for a 1 out.
Now batting the catcher, number 5, Alex Ham.
That brings up the catcher, Helm, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning, with Marshall County leading 1-0. The windup in the pitch from Waldrop. The curveball dips in there, strike 1. Helm on the day, 0 for 2. Grounded out to third and flied out to right. Waldrop with the pitch. Ground ball, foul ball down third. 0-2 on the receiver for the Marshals. Helm looking for his first hit of the day. Like I said, 0 for 2 on the afternoon. The windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. We'll have to throw down to first. Got him. Ball popped out of that glove. Vance takes care of the business. And there's 2 outs for the Marshals here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting the first baseman, number 4, Reese Johnson.
Brings up the second place hitter, Johnson. Offers at a curveball, comes up empty. 1 ball, no strikes. On Johnson, the first baseman for the Marshals. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance. The windup in the pitch. Fastball ripped right to first base. Caught by Boone Simmons, and that will end the inning. after 4.5. Marshall's 1. Warren Central nothing.
All right, leading off the bottom of the 5th. Get this thing started. Number 12, the shortstop, Jacob King.
Okay, back at Dragons Field where the Dragons are trailing 1-0. The bottom of the 5th, about ready to start. Jacob King, the senior shortstop for the Dragons, digs in, looking to get something going. Edwards with the wind and the pitch. Inside, ball 1. That's the same pitch that got King out his first time up, the knuckle buster. He took it this time. 1 ball, no strikes. The wind and the pitch. Over but low. 2 balls, no strike to King. King spits on his hands, digs in. Edwards with the wind and the pitch. Way outside, 3-0. Let's see how patient the number 5 hitter for the Dragons is with a 3 ball, no strike count. The wind and the pitch from Edwards. Right down Broadway, strike 1 with a please get me over fastball. 3-1 to Jacob King, the shortstop for the Dragons. The wind and the pitch. The knuckle buster again. Swung at ball 4. Fouled it off at the plate. We have a full count on Jacob King leading off the bottom of the 5th. This Edwards has got some kind of moving fastball. Ground ball to first. Gloves it, steps on it for the out. It looked promising with a 3-0 count, but he comes back to get King.
Now batting number 5, Boone Simmons.
That brings up Boone Simmons with 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Right back to the mound, knocks it down, throws. Out at first.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Michael Bush.
That brings up the freshman third baseman for the Dragons, Michael Bush. Edwards with the pitch. Down the dirt, ball 1. These Dragon hitters, for some apparent reason, just keep swinging at the inside fastball. It's a cutter. It's breaking in on their hands. They need to adjust. Chopper back to the mound. Makes the play at first, and that will end the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. And your score after 5, 1-0 Marshall County. Four or five.
Leading off top of the 6th, be the left fielder, number 10, Colby Wiseman.
Wiseman digs in here at the top of the 6th inning where the Dragons trail 1-0 to the Marshalls. Wind up in the pitch from Waldrop. Ball 1. Wind up from Waldrop in the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to the left fielder for the Marshalls, Wiseman. The wind up in the pitch from Waldrop. They're going to check at first, and he did go. Couldn't hold that one up. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Wiseman. Wiseman, who struck out both times today, is in a hole right now. The wind in the pitch. Pulls a base hit into left field. Leadoff man reaches.
Now batting number 7, Blake Turner.
With nobody out, Wiseman at first with a 2-strike base hit in the left field brings up the big hitter for the Marshalls, Turner. Waldrop, check of the runner at first to the belt. Shows bunt, throw over, back in time. The Marshalls looking for an insurance run to stretch its lead to 2-0. Waldrop to the belt, check of the runner. In the pitch. Fouls it off at the plate on a high fastball. No balls, 1 strike on Turner. Waldrop digs in on the rubber. No balls, 1 strike count to Turner. Wiseman on first, who just got a base hit in the left, leads off. Throw over, back in time. Wiseman appears to be getting a little bit bigger lead each time. Let's see if they try to steal a base or try to bunt him over. Personally, I would not bunt with my 4-hitter. The pitch. Took a little something off, swung right through it. No balls, 2 strikes on Turner. Beautiful changeup by Waldrop. Waldrop gets a sign from Vance. Check of the runner. To the belt, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. 1 out for the Marshals.
Now batting the pitcher, number 12, Andrew Edwards.
That brings up the hurdler for the Marshall County Marshals. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. A ground ball would be great right here. A little 6-4-3. Let's see if Waldrop can induce the double play. Throw over to first, back in time. Wiseman is getting a workout over there. Check of the runner to the belt. And the pitch. Over but low. Throw down to first. Back in time. A little cat and mouse is going on right now between Wiseman, Waldrop, and Vance. One ball, no strike to Edwards. In the pitch. Swing and a miss. Swung right through it. Waldrop pulled the string on that one. Had him looking foolish. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 6th inning with the Marshals leading 1-0 over the Dragons. Waldrop to the belt. In the pitch. No, pickoff. Got him in a pickle. Boone Simmons tosses it to King. The tag out at second. Caught stealing on a beautiful pickoff move from Waldrop. And that's 2 outs. The 0-1-3-6 caught stealing. Wiseman is erased. With 2 down and a 1-1 count, Edwards digs back in looking for the 2-out hit. Waldrop going from the windup in the pitch. Blows the heat right on by. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Waldrop says, here it is, big fella. Let's see if you can hit it, and blows the fastball right on by him. The windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss on a curve. The check. Oh! Dennis Owens down there says no. Home plate says yes, and he's called out. At the end of 5 1/2, it's the Marshall County Marshals leading 1-0 over the Warren Central Dragons. Back in a moment.
Leading off the bottom half of the 6th will be the second baseman, number 11, Spence Sheldon.
Okay, back to the action. Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning with the Dragons trailing 1-0 is Spence Sheldon. Let's see if this young man can get something started for the Dragons. Oh, right over his back. Ball almost hit him. Young man ducked out of the way. I don't know. My old school baseball says, let it hit you, kid. Get on first. Pours it in for the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sheldon looking to reach for the first time. Strike 2, right over the corner. Edwards has been in control the entire game. The windup and the pitch. Ball outside. Catcher went a little bit out further that time, hoping to get the call. Home plate umpire says no. 2-2. Same pitch. Didn't get it. Full count to spin Sheldon. Sparks, the home plate umpire, been very consistent all day long behind the plate. In the pitch. Swung at ball 4, almost hit him, but chopped it foul at the plate. Edwards with a cutter almost took the thumbs off the second baseman for the Dragons, but somehow he fouled it off. Full count, the wind in the pitch to Sheldon. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 1 out.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 3, Jordan Ward.
The pitch to Ward, ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Jordan Ward, the senior right fielder for the Dragons. Fouled it straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled the fastball straight back. Edwards has been a master of disguise with his cutter. He brings it in on the right-handers, away from the left-handers. In the pitch. Down in the dirt, swung and missed by Ward. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dragon hitters are looking a little bit impatient here in this inning. Edwards, the windup and the pitch to Jordy Ward. High, ball 2. Jordan Ward trying to reach base for the first time. Struck out his first time up back in the 3rd. Let's see if he can get something going for the Dragons. Ball almost hit him. I have no idea why these guys are ducking out of the way. That's about the 4th time today that hit by pitch would give us a runner, but they keep ducking out of the way. Full count to Ward. The windup and pitch from Edwards. Swing and a miss. It appeared to be ball 4. High fastball. Gets Ward.
Now coming to the plate for the Dragons, playing center field, number 9, Max Gotke.
We got Max Gotke hitting for Trevor Lowe here in the bottom of the 6th. High, ball 1. Don't know a whole lot about this young man. I believe this is the 2nd time he saw varsity time on the season. Fouls a check swing at the plate, appeared to be high, but chopped at it and fouled it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gotke digs in. Edwards climbs up on the hill, gets the sign, the wind in the pitch. A little bit outside with a fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Max Gotke. The wind in the pitch. Strike 2, fastball inside corner. Gotke digs in. Edwards gets the sign, the wind in the pitch to Gotke. Fouled it back. Late hack from Gaki. He stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hey, for you people out there on the internet, we can be heard and seen on the highschoolzone.com. Check it out for Dragons baseball. The wind and the pitch from Edwards. Fouls it back. Gaki looks like John Travolta, staying alive out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Nobody on for the Dragons. Trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th to the Marshals. The pitch fouled back. Remains 2-2 to Max Gaki. Gaki taking over in center field for Trevor Lowe. We don't have an injury update on Trevor. I don't know if he's hurt or he just took him out of the game. We'll try to find out. Inside pitch, ball 3 from Edwards. Full count. The third hitter of the inning to go full, but Edwards has gotten the first 2. Let's see what happens here with Max Gaki. Edwards climbs up on the hill. The pitch. Fouled it straight back. You can tell Edwards is getting irritated with this young sophomore, Max Gaki. Correction, freshman Max Gaki. He's fouled all 5 straight pitches. Ran the count to full. Let's see what happens. The junior catcher, Josh Vance, waits on deck. The pitch from Edwards. Fouls it off over by the central dugout. Out of play. 6 straight from Gaki. At this point, we'll have no baseballs for game 2. Gaki digs in. Edwards climbs up on the hill. The wind and the pitch. Whoa, hit him in the ribs. Oh, baby. That one got away from Edwards, who has been in total control of the game. Hit by pitch, Gaki on first.
Now coming to the plate, the catcher, number 1, Josh Vance.
With a runner on, Vance looks down to Gibson to get the sign. I'm sure Gibson's flashing. Get a hit, son. We're down 1-0. Gaki leads off at first. Check of the runner to the belt. Pitch to Vance. High and wide, ball 1. Josh Vance on the day. 1 for 2, the only hit for the Dragons. Time's called. Coach goes out to talk to his pitcher. Okay. They talk about where they're going to eat after the game, and everybody's ready to go. With a 1 ball, no strike count to the junior catcher, Josh Vance. He's looking for a 2-out hit right here to extend the inning to give the next at bat to Waldrop. Edwards to the belt, the check of the runner. The pitch. Fouls it straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Josh Vance. Vance digs in. Edwards climbs back on the hill. Check of the runner, Gaki at first. To the belt and the pitch to Vance. Fly ball in the center. Center fielder races in and makes the catch. And that will end the 6th inning, where the Dragons still trail 1-0 to the Marshals. Back in a moment.
Leading off the DH, number 25, Jordan Gay.
Okay, top of the 7th, getting ready to start. Gay digging in for the Marshals. The pitch from Waldrop. Over but low, ball 1. Gay on the day and single to start the scoring. The only run of the game. Back in the 2nd. Struck out back in the 4th. The pitch from Waldrop. Swing and a miss on the high hard one. Could not catch up with that heat from Waldrop. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Ball outside with the curve. 2 balls, 1 strike to the DH for the Marshals, Gay. The pitch. Fouls it straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marshall County leading the Dragons here, 1-0. Top of the 7th. It's been a very, very well pitched game on both sides of the ledger. Waldrop has given up 3 hits till now. Edwards has given up 1. The pitch. Curveball got him looking. Dropped it in from the sky. What a pitch from Waldrop.
Now batting number 22, Garrett Hunt.
That brings up Garrett Hunt, the third baseman for the Marshals. Fastball. They're howling about the call. I don't know if it was low or but a strike called. He corks one in the right, way back, way back. Gone. Home run, Garrett Hunt. Took a fastball right to right center and took it out of here. Garrett Hunt with a solo shot, making the score 2-0 Marshals.
Pinch hitting for the Marshals, number 34, Jesse Lubiker.
We got a pinch hitter. As my partner Jeff Vance has said, Lubiker is going to hit for Edwards. No, wait a minute. Hitting for Sullivan. With 1 out, Hunt took a fastball deep into the right center field bleachers. What a shot. Hunt on the day got both RBIs for the Marshals. It's a good thing the coach put him in the lineup or we'd be scoreless. Strike 2 to Lubiker. Get the bat off your shoulder, kid. Start swinging. Looked at the first 2 from Waldrop, the pitch. Blew it right by him. 3-pitch K for a Waldrop. 2 down in the top of the 7th.
Now batting number 40, Nick Forte.
Forte digs in. Curveball over but low. Ball 1 to the number 9 hitter, Nick the Quick Forte. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down, top 7. Ground ball to short. King comes up with it. Throw to first. Out at first base. That will end the top of the 7th. After 6.5, Marshall County 2, Warren Central nothing.
Leading off the bottom half of the 7th, the pitcher, number 24, Shane Waldrop.
Okay, Dragons down to their last 3 outs, trailing the Marshals 2-0. Waldrop digs in, looking to get anything going. Edwards back on the hill for the Marshals. Had a little activity in the bullpen earlier, but the big right-hander from Marshall County is trying to finish what he started. Over but low, ball 1. The windup and the pitch from Edwards. Ground ball up the middle, shortstop gloves, throws, got him at first. Nice play by the Marshall County shortstop. The leadoff man retired. 1 down, brings up Preston Beckner.
Now batting the DH, number 15, Preston Beckner.
Ball 1, a little bit inside on a fastball. With 1 out, Beckner looking for anything to get his Dragon teammates going. There's a shot to short. Oh, bad hop. That may be the answer. Finally, we get a man on. I think it's an error. Sure. Right at him.
With 1 out, that brings to the plate the shortstop, number 12, Jacob King.
That's all you need to know. King steps up to the plate with 1 out, Beckner on first. Oh, man, looked inside, but he got the strike call. No balls, 1 strike on the shortstop for the Dragons, Jacob King. The pitch from Edwards. Ball outside. The Dragons looking for a big hit out of the shortstop right here to keep the inning going. Down 2-0. The Dragons are down to their last 2 outs. Beckner leads at first. The check. Oh, no throw. Slides back safely. King digs in. Beckner leads off first. The check of the runner to the belt. Way outside. Ball gets by the catcher. Beckner scurries down to second. With a wild pitch, Beckner advances. 2 balls, 1 strike on Jacob King. To the belt and the pitch from Edwards. Right back off the pitcher's glove. Caroms the short. Out at first. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, and everything else. Looked like a base hit. Goes off the pitcher. Shortstop comes in and throws King out of first for the 2nd out.
Now batting the first baseman, number 5, Boone Simmons.
That leaves up Boone Simmons, the last hope for the Dragons, with 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, trailing 2-0. Chops it foul at the plate. No balls, 1 strike to the Dragons' first baseman. Simmons digs in, looking for a hit to cut the lead to 1. The pitch from Edwards. Fouled off a knuckle buster. I think it hit him in the hand. These Dragon hitters have been unable to pick up the cutter from Edwards all day long. Edwards climbs back on to the belt. The pitch. Strike 3 called. The Dragons go down. Marshall County wins 2-0. on the one-hit shutout by Edwards. Totals in a moment. Okay, back with the totals. The Marshall County Marshals defeat the Warren Central Dragons 2-0. The totals for the Marshall County Marshals: 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Warren Central Dragons, 1 hit, no runs, and no errors. Player of the game coming up. Okay, back at Warren Central Field on the campus of Warren Central in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're going to give player of the game. I think it's obvious. Andrew Edwards, the right-handed hurler from Marshall County, completely shut down the Dragons. Went 7 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 1-hit batter, and 9 strikeouts. Beautiful pitching performance by Andrew Edwards. Back again. We'll see you next time on the broadcast. King is out.